Re- All right, now that everybody's gone, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and I am here to start off on a new journey and a pretty old show as far as newish shows go. The circumstances leading up to this are pretty weird. This show has failed at a couple of polls, and then I put it in a 1v1 against Jujutsu Kaisen in the hope that one of them would be a clear victor and knock the other one out. And instead, they tied. By within 3 votes out of 1,200 votes, they tied. So it felt wrong. With so much interest behind ReZero to just shelve it. And so we embark today. This is a weird circumstance because I know more about this show than maybe any other show that I've come into relatively blind. And it feels like I'm not coming into it blind because just through cultural osmosis, I've picked up a ton of stuff about this show. That said, I still don't know much about this show in some ways. It's kind of weird. I know a bunch of characters and a bunch of little things, but I don't know how it all fits together. I don't know what it'll feel like. I don't know what to expect. And the descriptions, perceptions, explanations that other people give about their experience of ReZero are so widely varied. Tons of people say that they just cannot stand the protagonist and drop the show because of it. Some people, tons of people, love the show to pieces, consider it a life-changing experience. There's always been a group of voices interested in watching ReZero since the beginning of the channel. It's always popped up. Those voices became quite a bit louder once I started watching Mushoku Tensei, because the shows have thematic, narrative, artistic, and like literal between the actual artists and authors, ties between them. Which excites me. Maybe that's a turnoff to some people, but Mushoku Tensei had a wealth of interesting stuff to it, especially in the opening season and the introduction of the whole premise. There's an immense amount of useful information that can be gleaned by empathizing with and trying to understand and trying to really value the stories of these characters, not just as characters in a piece of media, but as representations of ideas and ideals played out on the grand stage of fiction for our enjoyment and elucidation. That's what we're here for, and I feel like ReZero is going to be a pretty good show for it, despite everything. So, I thought I might go through and try to run down everything that I think I know about this show so that I've got a basis for moving forward. I'm not going to do that just because it might take too long. I'm going to run through a few things that I kind of know, and I'm going to be as brief as possible. I'll also tell you some of where I know this information from because it's slightly funny, I think. There is a Subaru. I don't think he's a car, but while I was thinking about how I would start this video, I just imagined a total isekai story about a car that just gets transported to Fantasyland. Not a sentient vehicle, nothing crazy about it, just a car, just a Subaru Outback, just pop, pop. And the whole story is just the elf whose house it destroyed. All right, there's a Subaru. There are 2 girls who I think are twins and might be magic. I don't know. They're color-coded for your convenience, but named for your inconvenience. Their names are Rim and Rum, right? Rem and Ram. I do have a small amount of rum in this. I am a trader today. I'm drinking coffee, and I put some Kahlua in it. It's delicious. It's delicious. But I am a trader. Rem and Ram, who seem pretty approachable. I don't know. They seem like we're going to be good friends with them. However that happens. Maybe we're their curse. There's a white-haired girl who is very princessy, and I think her name is Emilia. And I think she's like the fated one. But I don't know. I have seen all of these characters in various states of undress. There are a lot of doujins and a lot of porn of these characters. It's just out there. I've seen all of these characters in various states of undress. There's some kind of time fuckery. I actually don't know much about it, but I'm pretty sure that what is filtered through my osmotic layer is that he gets to reset and, like, probably has to die to do it. That's my expectation. And then has to restart everything from the beginning. There's a lot of room for valuable insight in a premise like that. The ability to make choices over again, I think, is something that almost all of us wish that we had at some point. But the actual implementation of that power might be more than you'd bargain for. First off, you have to relive all that time. Jesus, do you know how many boring days I have? Second, you gotta live with some of your decisions that you know you're going to have to make. Like, if you know you're going to get to a particular point, you're going to have to make a terrible decision and kill your friend or something, and you know you're still going to have to get there, you have to relive the entire period of time knowing that. Or if you know that there's a tragedy inbound and somebody's going to die, tragically, and there's nothing you can do to stop it, you have to live through your whole existence knowing that that's going to happen. There's a fatedness to it that's really interesting, and a control of fate element to it that's maybe really empowering. Or really fucking brutal, I don't know. Maybe both. Our protagonist is unlikable. This is impossible to get around. It comes up all the time. Even when people talk about the show in positive terms, they do so with the caveat that, like, yeah, the show's great, just you gotta get over the fact that you're gonna hate the car. Okay, maybe I'll fucking hate the car. Maybe I'll hate the Maybe I'll hate the Subaru. I don't know. I'm okay with that. We talked about this a lot in Mushoku Tensei, but there's a certain type of growth and coming of age story that benefits immensely from having an irredeemable protagonist who then maybe can redeem themselves. There's something more than potent about someone who is despicable finding some kind of light and hope, because it speaks to the part of each of us that views ourselves as despicable, and each of us has that, and it's okay to have that. But when you're drowning in darkness, and it's yours, and you're the cause of it, and you know it, and there's nothing for you but hate, a story that depicts someone as bad or worse than you finding their way, and more importantly, shows how, and makes it a real struggle. That's the kind of story that comes from a place that's real and can speak to a place that's real. And I expect that some elements of that story will be here. Whether they'll show themselves early on, I don't know. What's going to show itself early on? I don't know. This show did something to grip the attention of lots and lots of people from the start, and I don't know what it was. So, partly for my own curiosity, partly because I think it's going to be a good experience and a valuable one, partly because it's a damn popular anime and I still haven't seen it, and it came from a studio that's done some things that I honestly pretty solidly enjoy. Steins Gate and Shoujo Shumatsu Ryoko, Girls Last Tour, fucking excellent. Coming out of the same studio. I feel like it could do a good, and I feel like this might be a fun, trying, exciting, interesting experience, and I am overjoyed to have you along with me. So, normally at the beginning of videos, I will do a drawing. I do one at the beginning of every episode of every video. I'm not going to do one today because I don't know what I would draw. I thought I might draw like a logo for ReZero or something, but I'm just not going to. I'd rather see what we've got instead of trying to take stabs in the dark here at the beginning, and leave that for the discussion at the end, and as we actually get into the thing. I have a Patreon. It's the only funding source for this channel. You might notice that there are no ads on these videos, and you might or may not have noticed that there's no like sponsor break or NordVPN segment or anything like that. I don't do sponsorships. I don't do ads. I just make content and put it up on the YouTube for free, and I put it up on the Patreon a week early. If you'd like to get it that week early, you can go and do that on the Patreon. It's $1. If you want a shout out at the end, it's $5. If you want a cool shout out at the beginning, it's $15. All tiers get access to voting rights and access to the Discord and various other perks. So check that out if you are so inclined. I think it's worth it, and it really, 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 really helps support the channel. If you've got thoughts about this show, or if I get anything wrong, feel free to drop them in the comments. Please, sure, have arguments in the comments about the show. Keep them civil, if you can, and keep the spoilers light. I am here in the comments section. I do exist in here, and I'd prefer not to be getting spoilers. At the very least, you can type spoilers and then a couple of new lines, and that'll cover it, I think, because then I just won't read your messages, and then you can have your conversations in spoiler territory. Cool? Cool. Patreon, there'll be 2 versions of this video and every video going forward. There'll be a picture-in-picture version with the video up there, linked in the description down there, and a timer-based version, which you're currently watching up on the YouTube. Forgot my own lines. Forgot my own damn line. There'll be a beep beep timer at the beginning of the timer-based version to count you down, and then we'll get into the show. And with that, I'm just about ready to go. I am using the Sideshare subs and version. There are a few episodes further along in the season that some people in my Discord said that there were like small things that they wanted to edit, and so they've sent me some slightly customized subs for episodes 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14, 17, 20, and 23. I don't know what's in them, but I'm going to trust my Discord folks because they're usually pretty trustworthy. If they fuck it up, it's on them. It's on them. It's their heads. It's their heads. They will roll. Embarking into a full new fantasy experience it's a hell of a thing to subject your mind to. You gotta just port yourself out of reality and into another one. And I've done it a couple times recently. I'm getting prepped to be a player in a D&D campaign that my friend is going to run because I've subbed out DMing for him, which is nice for me because it was very stressful for me. But I'm so prepping myself into the character. Just started Jujutsu Kaisen, whole world there. There's something, Baldur's Gate. I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3, and that's a whole world too. So that sort of separation from yourself and investment into a whole world is, well, it's really fun. It is kind of draining, but it's really fun, and I'm really excited to see what this world has to offer us. If we are going to be starting a new life in a new place, it would be helpful if it was an interesting place, you know? So, beep beep timer. Dying? Dying. Moments before disaster? People with their couples. Losers. Who's that? Everything's Dutch. All of these are unimportant things, but clearly we're leading up to a very important moment. Huh. I will save you. You feel a weird vibe, bro? Watch out for trucks. Watch out for trucks. He's just full close eye open eye welcome somewhere else? No truck? No portal? You're just in a land with CG furries. Welcome. That's really... That just happened. That's how we pop in here? This is... What the fuck has happened? Oh, that's great. No! Okay, so he's already aware of the premise. And he just pops in. Do we get an OP? Sanctus Dominus. No, just a stinger. Okay. A patootie. What have you stolen? Face first into a wall. Nope. Dope. This immediately expands the world immensely. You suck. I did it! I cast Summon Knight. Ah, that's what it is. No, you're just too powerful, a wizard. Shit. Oh, he has the speech. Lugunica. Yeah, you're homeless, bro. You're homeless and you have no skills. This is a lizard bar. Oh, shit. Not gonna have to worry. He's just gonna die day one. Everything will be fine. Ah. Am I not special? Yeah, he kind of sucks. I expected to hate him, though. Oh, does that work? There's no way. Wow, truly 10 years old. So how do we get... Yeah, and how do we get from here to dying? Oh. You're about to get the shit kicked out of you. He really sees everything as events, huh? Ah, the thief. Gonna run right past you. Hey, wait, help! He doesn't have anything. Since ancient times. Oh. Oh. Is this how it plays out in his head? Oh, he actually did it. The bluster evaporates. All right. There she is, finally! Actually, though, that's main girl. Oh, she's just after the little brooch. Now that's a protagonist. No. She's also just gonna run right past us. Okay, thanks, bye! Wait. Oh. She fully glows. She fully glows. My love. Ah, a familiar. This does well to introduce her character to us. Gives her an event to... It talks. I hope we see them again. Can't hold her gaze. Cat gets it. Cat gets it. You're just pretty. Puck! Girl, she went running. Ow! Some layers of Tsun to you, huh? Maybe even cuter. Finally it kicks in. No powers for you, though. It's the cat. Hi. Oh my god, it grows. I hate it. I hate it. Go back. Aww. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's not like I wanted to help you or anything, but... Still can't hold eye contact. He didn't see it. We'll take it. Definitely not concerned or anything. I wouldn't have any reason to. Okay, bye. Baka. Absolutely. I like it, honestly. It's goofy. That's an interesting perspective. You're too nice, huh? She does have a hell of a design. Aww. Eh. Man, this got us started real fast. I just realized how quickly we ended up in Isekai and speaking to main girl. Like we're already in flirting territory. And the hammer hasn't dropped at all. Body armor. Nope. Yeah, this really expands the city. The sense of scale that we've already got is way, way more than most isekai pull off. Give yourself a cool name. Give yourself a cool name. Lie! 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 At least he's aware. Alright, Puck. People scared of them? Not here. Uh. 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 Subaru. Aw, she said my name. He does? Mm. Gotta guard his house. Ah. No. Oh, you don't do manual labor. Ah, yes, you are soft and supple, like a weak palace boy. A desirable weak palace boy. So that's weird, because I know that she's lying. It's unfortunate, isn't it? You chose a terrible name. Okay. Why the name lie? Yes, that's a lost child. Well, we've established our character's trait. She must help. That's enough for her. We part ways. Ooh. A little bit of distractive awesomeness. Ah, some magic. This gains you +1 affection from Satella. Oh, and now we're playing family. All in a day's work. Man, this is such an accelerated, like, potential thing. And then everything's gonna get fucked and he's gonna, I will save you. Yeah, we're playing house. Hey, we did it. Would never have found a wrong hair color. Damn phenotypes. So what? He'll follow you anywhere, lady. He'll follow you anywhere. Yeah, but you're only doing that as an excuse to stay near her. He does suck. The same thing that he was saying about her. Well, you act like it. Oh, never mind. You could be as old as you want. I'm 135. Okay. Saying the right things, though. Oh. Oh, that means you're an outcast. He doesn't care, though. Aw, she thinks he's being really accepting and stuff. Huh? Hmm. Hmm. I actually really like her. She's kind of a goober. So we're left to infer so much of that. That's good. This isn't treating me like I'm fucking stupid. But you got all this cool, pretty dresses and armor and stuff. Got any money? Oh. Oh. Ah, everything works out in the end, doesn't it? Sometimes good deeds for no reason pay off. In unexpected ways. Aww. We almost stole your daughter and made her our family. Look at how cute she is. Aww. Where's that thief? Yeah. That's a cool sky. Ah, the darker part of town. Man, this is actually a scary place to be. also, and very familiar to those little flashes that we got. So here we go. I have to just remark, I'm sucked in. I'm folded into this. I'm just here with these characters. Ha. So we push forward without help. So you say. Magic sure is cool. Magic feels cool. Magic should feel cool. Well, that's all he is weird ideas. Like proto-spirits? Spread! 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 Pretty cool. This magical world sure is cool, but the most magical thing it is this girl, isn't it? Yeah. Is that about our midpoint? That's about our midpoint. Okay, into darkness. That same greeting. Old man's loot house. Ransom. Makes sense. Who puts the full trust? Nailed it. That was so cruel. Yeah, you asked for some trust. Now you've got the responsibility. Too much, too much. I'll take it. By lantern light. The name. The name. Apologize for what? Ooh. Ooh, magic items. Ooh, magic items. Somebody cast detect magic. Fight them all. What glows? Oh, nope. There might be something more sinister going on. He's gonna, step right into it. That's a first. Ha. Wrong place, wrong time, lantern burn? Oh, jeez. Straight through. What are you? Can we see her? You're dead. Yep. And here we are. Just need to see it. Oh! No, 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 no! I will save you! He doesn't even get to see the villain, does he? Okay, he made a promise. And this is where we wake up. He just pops in here again. Haha! Does he memory? Where's the memory? Sweet. Wait a second. Awesome. He's gonna call her Satella and she's gonna be like, what? Repeat the events. Hey, folks. We've never seen you before in our lives, yeah. We can better beat you up just to be sure. Yeah. Another girl? But if you do this, you won't run into her. Oh! Start with knife guy. So we get a repeat. And we get to do it differently this time. Ow. But now you won't run into her properly, will you? Yeah, he's gonna be here before it happens. Probably. Oh my god, this gives so many opportunities to figure shit out. Your information gathering powers are so far beyond. But she's not here. And you'll have to repeat everything in order to get to the point where you meet her in the first place. Hey! And he's dead. Eyebrows guy. I've seen your corpse, bro. You're gonna die tonight. Evening booze? It's like mid-afternoon. Okay. Who? You know any demons? Got any enemies? He didn't realize because of the fight. But if you stay here, it hasn't been stolen yet, has it? She's gonna come in now. Hey. Do you? Why don't you stick around and find out? You're not getting it. Like what? A magic phone? Snacks? Whoa. No. What a waste. You've lost all the texture. He's gonna eat them all. Yeah. That was your bargaining piece, you dingus. Dingus. What does she call him? A dunderhead? Hi. Hmm. Hey, there she is. It's pretty weird. Ah, he just doesn't get it yet. Soyokoto da? Stubborn. Indeed. Milk? How dare you? Aww. 言ってんじゃねえよ. The whole voice acting cast is great. This is fun. What do you got? 1 cup noodles. 1 dead cell phone. Ah, bing bong. What is it really? What is it really? Do you? Oh. What? Can stop time? Oh. It has no charger. Look, it's you, frozen. It's pretty serious magic. For a few hours. Until the battery dies. Eh? Do the what woohoo? Priceless. So then you're gonna have to go find Satella. Wait. Hmm? Oh. Oh. A lot. The client is the one. And they're after that insignia? Dude, no, the death's still gonna happen. Now you're gonna be here for it. Awesome. So now we'll get to see the face. Careful. Quick explanation for gangs. Aww. And a bond between these characters who are about to get murdered. Who are we dealing with? Oh, that's a murder person. Who's that voice? That's pretty similar to what Emilia Satella had on her head. She pretty. She deadly. Oh yeah, that's a murderous lady. Like a dark version of her. Maybe it's a crest of some kind of station. Definitely the only one. Oh look, you didn't appear in the photo. How weird. He said Eliza-san? Oh. The little stop of the music is pretty cute. $20 holies? Something like that. Man, they really want this thing. Still an even bet. Very well, I'll just stay and take everything. Baka. Elsa. So then how did we get from here to there? Is she the same voice as the girl in Jujutsu Kaisen? What just happened? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That was fast. What did we just end up in? I think she's got every edge here, man. Sorry, bud. Wow, this looks fun. This looks great. Same as before. Oh. Sweet! Fucking awesome and evil and sexy too. The whole trio. Oh no, little one. It is the same voice. Other way around. Oh, you are fast. Blessing? Loved by the world. Blessing? And you're last. And reset, right? Gotta die, bud. Hi. You got nothing. No power. No blessings, no techniques. Time to learn, baby. That's all you need when you can repeat. Been here before. Yep. No fear. Oh ho ho! Expecting the same blow. Okay, you can iterate from there. It's not gonna do it. Oh, she fucking hornies on it. Oh my god. Still got him! He dodged it! Motherfucker. Oh, she's lovely. Live, die, live again. Wow. Dead again. Hey, Appas! I am a ghost! There are 2 minutes left. Alright, time to become a good fighter. Aww. You! You! Do you get it now? Not her name. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Such a crazy thing to just hit somebody with when they've never met you. Who the fuck are you? Huh? Oh, the name of the Witch of Envy. Oops. Just kill me now. Kill me now. I'll just reset. Fuck this. The end of the beginning and the beginning of the end. The end of all beginnings and beginning of all ends. Oh! This is a preview. Boop. Okay, we're gonna stop there because this is just gonna preview us through some stuff. I thought this was a lovely first episode. There's not gonna be an immense amount to talk about in terms of production and stuff. Except in vibe and feel and tone, I think it's excellent. Without doing the kind of overwhelming focus on atmosphere that some shows try to do, we still get this really distinct sense of time passing, of space, of scale, particularly the scale of the city. This first quest of having something lost in the city and going around to different places really gives us the opportunity to spend a bunch of time with Satella, Amelia, getting to know her and bond with the character. And it feels like we're bonded more than we even are because we spend so many different times in different places with her. And it opens the world up to us. We meet enough diverse people that there's a real sense of population of like a large city. That's something that's really, really an intangible that's hard to get through. The snap to isekai without any no bullshit, nothing to it, no explanation, no truck, no gods, no mysterious being X, no nothing, is a little bit refreshing, honestly. Our character being aware of the tropes is useful, but he's continuously foiled by those tropes, and has this continuous expectation of himself as a central character in some sort of narrative story, and he's not yet. And the premise seems to be something along the lines of, well, maybe something along the lines of, everybody thinks that they're the protagonist of their own story, but until you actually start acting like it, you don't have any control over the direction of your narrative. And he finds that out right away. Right away. 2 lines stand out to me. The line where he evaluates Amelia and says someone like that is bound to waste their life. And then she evaluates him a bit later. You're the kind of person who wastes your whole life, aren't you? There's this, it's the kind of poignant banter that can only be done by characters that are written by the same author, where the characters actually know the barbs that will sink in deepest to the other character the most, and so they can do that. It's a bit of contrivance in terms of what your characters say, to be able to barb each other so effectively, but it gives me this sense that these characters vibe immediately and have this chemistry that's really palpable and is there from the start. It feels like they've known each other for much longer than they actually have. And that is critical for setting up our motivations come second half of the episode and our mystery of sorts with time looping. And the motivation for Subaru to want to save her. Really freaking cool. Okay, there's a lot here because it's a double-length episode. There are a bunch of little see, this is part of it. There are a bunch of little side quests and stories and elements. Felt with the thing, going off to the slums, the little girl who gets lost, the apple seller who we meet multiple times, the bar with the demi-humans, the other places that we go to. There's like a bunch of stuff here, and it feels like a vibrant city because of it. It feels like every corner you turn, you're going to run into something interesting, and maybe an alley filled with thugs, and maybe the prettiest girl in the entire world. You never know. I like it. I like the aesthetic and the vibe of it, and I don't even dislike Subaru that much, at least at present. He's cynical, is what I would say. He's cynical and discontent, but not doing anything about it. It's the kind of thing, you meet people who are content with their life, everything's fine the way that it is, and you meet people who are discontent with their life, where it's not quite like the dog in the house that's burning and they're going, this is fine. It's not burning down or anything, it's just kind of mediocre, it's kind of sucks, and they're just living in it. Being the hikikomori that they are, self-justifying through some of those traits a little bit, but not as hardcore as I kind of would have expected with how vitriolic people are towards Subaru. I would have expected him to be a little bit more like Rudy in how, like, defensive and, how he would take his weaknesses and be like, that's what makes me so cool. I'm a glorious hikikomori. I don't get that a lot from Subaru. He's just doing it, and it's kind of bland, and it doesn't get to the point where when he sees couples walking, he's like, ugh, gross, love, I hate it. But it's also not on the side where he's like, ooh, something that I would want. Neither of those is his. It's like not my place to try to be anything more than I am. These are all just inferences. They're not necessarily things that are present in the story. They're just little elements as we get these first moments of slow introduction to our character. So we snap back and forth between screaming agony and dying, mystery, and present day, present time. And I really love the focus on the mundane. So the part of the manga that he's in, it's also very tongue-in-cheek. He's like, I get it. This is the part where they suck you in. Meanwhile, we're being sucked in by the mystery going on behind. The focus on the corn potage snacks, the Ridge 10 yen coin, which he puts back away, all these little elements. And then the car drives by and we're like, oh, look, there's Truck-kun. Nope, not Truck-kun. And truly, no bullshit, just a sparkly sparkle, blink, blink, and you're here. I love it. I love it. For what reason? For why? And he immediately starts applying his knowledge of fiction and finding out where those gaps are. Felt running around. We get this shot of this symbol. It's clearly really important. I wonder if it's actually like, and a client wants it. I wonder if it's a crest of leadership or something. If it's like proof of who you are and like your destiny or some crazy shit. All throughout the episode, there is action, and it's pretty good. It's pretty solid. It's pretty fun. The characters move in a lively, fantastical way. Felt here sprinting. We get multiple angles of her. I particularly like the pulled out kind of wide shots as she's jumping across rooftops. I've seen that exact scene maybe 4 times in different shows, and I can think of the absolute, I can't remember what it was called. Shit. I've actually wiped the show's name from my memory, but I've seen a really bad incarnation of it. I've seen great incarnations of running across rooftops. I think this looks great. I like the moment where she leaps across, and then there's the big street filled with all sorts of different lizards and things. And then we get this immense scale, all these carts going in and out. I don't mind the CG characters and backgrounds. You're doing this immense scale, and you kind of have to. When we do drop into particularly animated scenes for fights and stuff, the characters end up being really, really dynamic and really good looking. I think overall the production quality of the show is pretty solid. It's nothing spectacular, and in particular, the lighting irks me sometimes throughout the episode. That is, it just doesn't feel quite like it quite right. It feels like it could do another pass on post-production, or just another moment of people sitting around thinking about where the lighting would actually be in a scene. And there's boundaries between darkness and light they just feel weird. So in a scene like this, Subaru's in the light, your boy is in the shadow back here, and then the apples and stuff are halfway, and there's a dividing line between them. It doesn't feel to me like the tone of light that's on Subaru from the light that's here and the tone of shadow from the shaded light that's here are in the same scene. Does that make sense? It's like the tonal consistency of the light doesn't match up to make me think that those shadows are cast by the same light source that's illuminating Subaru. I don't know exactly what it is that's doing that, but it just doesn't look awesome to me. And a lot of our scenes that happen entirely in shadow significantly lack contrast. So I would want to bring up the highlights on this character's like lighter side of their skin, and down the shadows so that there's more contrast and more intrigue in it. And this becomes particularly noticeable, I think, in the alleyway with Emilia, because there's just some, it feels a little finicky. Then you get these big outside shots, and these feel great, I think. I think they feel great. All sorts of different places, all sorts of different spots, fall into a river, find ourselves in a dark alley, and get beat up by some fucking thugs and passed by the quest item. Bye! She just pieces the fuck out because doesn't need him, and this is some of that dynamic, fun, leaping and jumping and moving and stuff that we get. And I'll mow them down! I'll do this! And he does have some kicks behind him. He does lay some of these guys out. And, it's not enough. Not nearly enough. But it does give us a taste for what it might feel like to absolutely go apeshit on some guys. And I think this is an excellent gag. I'm gonna take it. Nope. Never mind. So he gets crumpled, and we meet Girl. She emerges as an armored figure in the light. Well, I guess she's not really armored. She is dope, though. Full rotational shot. Nope, not here to save him at all, but I will anyway. So our first introduction to her character is someone who really, really cannot avoid helping others, even if it harms her. And that's a strong start for a character, especially, how do I put this? An incarnation of the ideal feminine virtues as seen by our author. Because that's what most main female protagonists end up being, is some degree of an incarnation of the idealized feminine. And sometimes that's through the lens or the eyes of the main character's idea of what the feminine should be. I think this is what the author thinks the feminine should be. And maybe in all its beauty and all its flaws, in all its strength and all of its weakness and weakness in strength. I know that seems a little finicky and fuddly to say, but Subaru sees her extreme kindness as a weakness, but she really offsets his lack of care and cynicism with her own overflowing empathy. Those are halves that produce a lot of the tension, contrast, and chemistry between these characters, I think. A strong idealist and ideal in Emilia, and a cynical, weaker person, will and body, you might say, but who is capable of doing darker things in order to protect something that he sees as important. That's something like where we're heading here. There's some, well, there are foundations here. And I think that that is the thing that this episode does most effectively, is from this point where we really meet Emilia and she rescues us from these thugs, up through to the point where she dies, and the flashes where we re-meet her in the future. Our show does an extraordinary job of making me believe that Subaru might care about her. And making me care about her too. But more importantly, making me think that maybe his cynical shell or whatever, poof, in the same way that she is insincere, he's a little bit insincere about his cynicism too. He does all of these things to try to help her. It's definitely an element of it is in the sort of high school, I'll do anything to just be near you sort of way. Trying to do favors in order to gain favor. But I understand it. And it's cool. Well, no, it's not cool. It's uncool. But it is kind. And it leads Subaru to being a little bit more kind than he otherwise would be. And that's our interaction with the little girl who's lost. And then our back and forth on the bridge as he tries to lean back on that, like, oh, I'm just doing one deed a day. You know, it's not like I'm trying to be good or anything or impress you or anything. Uh-huh. Got a cat familiar. And so this is our contrast stuff. Super bright, super dark. I guess that's the point, right? Like when we've got her standing in the light and then she deigns to walk down off of her pedestal into the shadows to reach out a hand to you, that's symbolic. It's symbolic. Here is this angel of mercy and light outstretching her hand to a wretch like me. And she does snap into goofy and cute and protectable Moe. And there's a gap to it. I will not! No! It's not like I'm actually trying to save him or anything like that. I don't like the cat being big. I do like her inability to admit when she does something just because she wanted to do it. It's very cute. You giving me the information pays off your debt, even though it's useless. Wait! No, help! Let me help you. Let me run after you. Don't take it the wrong way. And he runs through it, so we get to see that Subaru has at least like a 14 wisdom. He's got relative insight. Such a hurry, yet she stopped to help me, and she even came up with that lame excuse, so I didn't feel like I owed her. Truly an angel. But his actual line really struck me. Anyone who lives like that is going to end up wasting their whole life. And the way that he says it is like, oh man, this chick needs me around to look out for crazy shit like that. Hey, wait! I'll help you. Why? I don't want your help. You're not helpful. But I want to help you. But I want to. So he has to come up with some bullshit, which he does. I'll do it for my own sake. One good deed per day? Sure. Montaging through a bunch of locations makes it feel like more time has passed and makes it feel like we're really vibing with this character. If you can manipulate, you can use this manipulatively. If you have a date planned, go to multiple locations during that date, and it'll give both of you the sense that you've known each other for much longer than if you just went to a single location. Just makes sense, right? You go into one frame at a coffee shop, another frame at a bookstore, another frame at a park, and then that's 3 different locations, and that's like a whole bunch more experiences and locations and vibes shared with a person than you would get just going to the coffee shop with them. So if you can manage a couple of locations, especially if you can walk between them, there's something about sharing space, walking together, going to different places together that really solidifies this feeling of a bond. It's just true. Try it out. He's a dork. I thought I was going to hate him because he was going to be an asshole, and he is a little bit, but he's mostly just a dork. And he's good with animals and cute with kids. There's nothing wrong with him. No Eastern Islands. Yes, well-muscled. And weak like a not peasant. She lies about her name and tells him her name is Satella, which we will find out is the Witch of Envy. Which I just want to step back from. The Witch of Envy is a hell of a name. And are there 7 of them? Is there one for every major sin? Maybe? Is that part of the cosmology of our planet here? Seems like it might be. Sounds cool. We have to do something. If she's lost, we have to. But, we're stuck. Yeah, but she's crying. And it's just that simple, right? Lawful good is crying child, ergo helping. And it's a moment of split. If you can't do this with me, that's fine. This is my path. If you don't want to help this little girl, that's fine. We'll go our separate ways over this. Ooh. But he does. And uses a little bit of distraction magic to seal the deal. And it leads us into this, which is even more like playing house. It gives us this sense of fate and a sense of future. You know, it's like seeing into the future a little bit, seeing a possibility. Here we are with a beautiful little child walking around together, being good, and what could be, you know? What did we gain from it? We can continue with our minds at ease, and that's good enough. Later on, it will come back in a weird karmic way, but you can't count on that. You cannot count on good deeds to come back around like that. Unless you can in this world, it's possible. Why are you treating me like I'm younger? Well, you probably are. I'm half elf, and yeah, it's like a big reveal, kind of. Notice the ears. Now I get it. No wonder I thought you were so cute, but clearly he doesn't get it at all, and clearly half-elves are like total outcasts in this world. Elves are always beautiful, right? Maybe elves are considered ugly? I don't fucking know. Didn't you hear me? I'm a half-elf. Yeah. And then she squeeze. Yep, she just squeeze in a little beep! And we get punched by a cute cat because we said something very nice, and she got all spine tingly. Okay, back to it. Save the day. And off to the slums. The tone shift is so good. Visual. Auditory. And again, I don't like the way that character cells are shaded when they're in shadow. It just feels super flat. I'll get used to it. And a moment of magic. I said it when it was happening, but this is really the thing, isn't it? Up to this point, we've really set this up. Welcome to this new world. The main thing that you've experienced while being here is being with her. That's where the magic is. She is the light in this world. Bam, there she is. Magic. And Subaru looks at it with wonder. And says nothing, thinks nothing. But we see him falling here. Right? So off into the darkness. And a cute little conversation. Banter back and forth in the torchlight. And then suddenly a drop into despair. The music is awesome. The scenery is cool. Oh dear, you found that. Wrong place, wrong time. Dying, run. I will save you. And we reawaken. So there it is. The repeat. An enemy, someone who must be saved, an amulet or a symbol that must be returned, and a boy who's got a chance to figure things out. I love Old Man Rom. I think that's the point, is to endear this character and felt to us. It's just a cool conversation. And I'll say that about the show. Overall, the majority of the show is jumping from one conversational point to another, like a visual novel or like a light novel. I feel that. I think the conversations are interesting so far. The dialogue writing has been fun and enjoyable, and Subaru's sarcastic perspective is actually working for me. I don't mind it. I like seeing him bounce off these characters so far, and I like how these characters are interacting. I like the way we drop little hints at stuff. Blessings? What are those? I like it, man. Just overall, it feels like the kind of fantasy world that I'd love to play in. And these characters feel like they've got real bonds and love for each other. Felt in Old Man Rom in particular. Camera phone, etc. And then she enters. I gotta check that voice actress. I think that's the same girl who I just heard in Jujutsu Kaisen. Mamiko Noto. Nope, I was wrong. I thought that was the same girl. She sounds great. Most of the voice acting sounds great. overall, the production of the show has been really solid. It's not spectacular. It's not Chainsaw Man blowing my mind. It's not out of this world insanity, but it is solid. There's nothing for me to really gripe about except the lighting, I guess. My employer's fault for trying to underpay. What do you intend to do with it? Oh, no problem. I'm just going to return it to her. That's it. He doesn't say a name or anything, just that he's going to return that amulet, that emblem to its owner. He doesn't know what that means. So you're with them. And she snaps to murder mode, and on it goes. It's a cool fight. Your boy is big and swingy. Your girl is flittery and swippily. I don't know what the fuck words those are. But man, she can move. And it goes as badly as it can. As cruelly, as evilly, as bloodily as possible. A blessing loved by the world. And so it's with her voice coaxing us into death that we reset again. All right, training plan. 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 5K run every day, and then kill yourself and reset. Wait, do you get to keep your body better? No, you don't. You just get the... Okay, so that's useless. You just need to train in martial arts and find swords and hire those thugs. No, they'll just die. And bring Satella Amelia here. Or maybe don't. Maybe stay the hell away from here. Maybe warn these people that this person that they're dealing with is... There are infinite options because he gets to reset. He just needs to figure it the fuck out. Okay, I'm coming out of the episode and I'm pleased. I think this was a lot of fun. The wealth of depth that is most certainly possible here has not been in all its splendor revealed to us yet. And that's cool. A slow start is fine. It's not even slow. This was a rapid start. If we don't look at this as a battle shonen, or we don't look at this as most isekai, but instead look at this as a character journey, or even a romance, that's a fast start. Our primary characters collide into each other in the first moments of our first episode, and they bond hard. And now they're tied together by something much bigger. Threads of some kind of plan or ploy, fate, some kind of blessing, or magical interference that's enabling Subaru this strange reset ability. And we have accidentally stepped into something much bigger. That's a cool start, y'all. I approve. I've got no reservations with saying that I am pleased with this episode and happy to watch the next one as we go along. I'm so happy. I came into this... There are a lot of people who are very vocal about their love for ReZero. That's one of those situations where people being really vocal about something can actually be a turnoff. And with the amount of people on the other side saying that it sucks and Subaru's just can't be dealt with, he's the worst, and I really expected this to be awful, or to have to put aside some of myself in order to enjoy the parts of it that I like and just ignore other parts. I thought it was going to be way more servicey and scummy. I thought Subaru was going to be much creepier, more in Rudy's vein. I actually don't mind him, and I really like the show. Worried about nothing. It was good. So, with all that said, and with the whole of fate in front of us, I'm going to wrap there for our first journey into ReZero. Thanks for joining me. I'll be doing the next episode next week, and we'll move along and see how your boy starts to tackle this weird circumstance that he's been exposed to. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week for more early access on the Patreon. Peace.